Hello, hello. Today is an awful day outside. Very fitting for Halloween, I would say. Look. Don't even know if you can hear that. So I do have a little friend. It's my own fault, guys. He wasn't even big, and I just picked at him. But, you know, we move. Now today, I've got a chia seed stuck in my tooth. Today's video is inspired by me. Can you inspire your own videos? Is that cringe? It's a little bit, isn't it? Yeah, so, wow, can you hear that? I really hope you can, because that is intense. So today's video is inspired by myself. Partly because I have... Shit, the bird that is bad. Partly because I've probably spent the past few weeks feeling really, really shitty, really. And this week I felt pretty good, and I think it's time that I'm a little bit real with you guys. So obviously if you've been following my journey, you would know I've had 3 recovery periods, and I was like fully pumped. I was like, yeah, I'm fertile, I'm healthy, I'm like peaking, I felt really good in myself, I felt really sexy still, and I felt great. And then this month came round and it didn't come. I have missed my period this month. Don't worry, I am not pregnant. Clear Blue did a little confirmation for me. And I sat back and reflected, and I think I kind of let the negative emotions really take over me. And now I feel completely fine about it, because I did loads of journaling and reflection on it. And I know what happened. I got ballsy, didn't I? I got cocky. I got a little bit ahead of myself. I thought, now I'm healthy, my body can handle anything. And I often forget how sensitive I am. I think that when you have been through something like hypothalamic amenorrhea, I believe that you're going to be pretty sensitive for a while. And even though they say to wait for 3 recovery periods, that doesn't mean wait for 3 recovery periods and then go back to your old life, which is kind of what I did. I started training like 5 days a week again, which I don't know why. I think it was just... I told myself that I would start carving out more time for me, and because I've been working on a few like different projects and stuff, and I felt a little bit like work was consuming me. And so I told myself I'll start doing a little bit more time for me and kind of put that into exercise. And then because I was doing like working on lots of projects, I think I was then like exercising and then just going like into those sorts of like, I was then doing my full-time job and then just doing my projects, and I probably wasn't really actually doing self-care that much, and I was feeling very, very burnt out at some stages. Guys, I can't get over this weather. I feel like my flat sticks out of the building, and I feel like me and this part of the flat that sticks out is just gonna go whoop. Anyway, I just got cocky, so I did some reflection, and it really, really highlighted to me how much this journey doesn't continue. Like, you can't just look after yourself for a few months and then go back to how you were. And what's really strange is it was so subconscious. I didn't actively think, restrict my food and do loads of exercise because I'm fat and minging. Not at all. If anything, it was from the opposite. It was like, I wanted to do a little bit more time for me. What's a little bit of a me time exercise? When actually what I needed to do was continue to chill out. Instead of do more, it was probably to do less and just to continue like opt for baths and yoga rather than opting for like a 10k run, that kind of thing. And it was like that real realization of, actually, do you know what? Maybe my body just can't handle what my best friends can handle, because I often do find that I sometimes slip into the comparison. My best friend Zoe and my other best friend Claire actually both train ridiculously hard and lift ridiculous weights, and they eat a lot of food and they don't really care. And I do sometimes feel like I can sometimes drop into that comparison trap, because I'm like the gal over here that is vegan and does lots of yoga, and I think sometimes I kind of want to live a little bit like them. And then add in like the burnout, and I definitely wasn't giving myself enough self-care rituals, like really nice long baths and de-stressing, that kind of thing. And I probably was maybe not consuming enough carbs for the amount of training that I was doing. When I look back through my journal, there was definitely a few days in the week where I was completely wiped out and I like couldn't really get off the sofa. There was one particular Saturday that I couldn't get off the sofa, and that's really unlike me now. So I'm okay with it. I wasn't okay with it, but now I'm fine, and I just felt like I needed to do this video because as much as I talk about getting your period back and like, yeah, do this, and then like you like, my life's changed and I'll never look back, you do sometimes look back. And actually I had to do it, I did it subconsciously, and I think it's just a real important for me to be really real with you, to be like, actually, do you know what, I thought I'd done the work, when actually the work never stops. You're continuously working on yourself, trying to maintain a level of health. And even though, okay, I'm not restricting my calories dramatically and I'm not training 7 days a week like I used to, there are still clearly elements of my life that are out of balance that meant that I wasn't going to have my period this month. So I'm actually really excited because it kind of has made me feel like that even I didn't get my period this month, so it's like, okay, that's fine. That means whatever I was doing still isn't 100% right, so that's fine. That is a clear indication that I really should stick to yoga, which I love. I just sometimes think because not many people around me maybe do yoga, or because it's like a slower movement maybe, that I often like choose, I guess you just slip back into old habits a lot easier, don't you, than learning something new. And I feel like not getting my period is just a clear indicator that it's like, okay, come on, you're still doing too much, really take some time. And I feel like over the past couple of weeks, I've really realised that, and I feel really enlightened. And I also listened to a podcast with Steve Bartlett. He used to own Social Chain, and he was on in fact, I wrote it in my journal. He had a guest on his podcast, Dan Murray Serta. It's the episode about like beating depression, or yeah, I don't know if it's beating depression or it's about depression. And it really resonated with me, and it was a perfect thing I needed to hear because Dan talks about how when he's grateful for things, it is like such a deep gratitude that he can like just be grateful for the fact he has running water and stuff like that. And I kind of, when I was journaling about this after, I was like, yeah, do you know what, I haven't been grateful. And he talks about how like he can sometimes become in that mindset of like me, how do I do more, how do I give more service, how can I be better to the world, how can I do this, how can I do that. And it's like that constant, like, even though you're wanting to do something better for the world, it's still very me driven. And that really resonated. And I was like, actually, yeah, do you know what, that's like the kind of mindset that I've been in. It's like, okay, I need to schedule some more self-care time. So instead of doing less, I've gone to do more. Or I have been like, okay, how can I be more service to them? How can I give more of myself to this project? How can I offer more of myself to that? And I think I really resonated with that, because sometimes it's not all about me needing to do more and to grow. Sometimes it's actually about me needing to stop and just look and to be like, wow, this is all mine and this is everything that I've done, and just having that step back. And that's what I've done this past week, and I just feel so much more refreshed. Like, I'm grateful for the fact it's raining today, because I would have got up and gone for a run, and actually I don't need to. Oh my god, that's so weird. A oracle card reading and tarot readings just popped up on my suggestions on YouTube, and it says take some time to consider. How weird, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and it was just about having to like take that moments of just really reflecting. And actually, as I film this now, so I think you'll be watching this maybe like 2 or 3 weeks later, but today is the blue moon in Taurus on Halloween, which is all about, full moons are all really about reflecting, and I feel like I've really done that this week. And just really kind of put some things in perspectives. On that podcast as well, Dan also talks about how he schedules in his life, because he is so busy and he is a bit of a workaholic, that he will schedule in self-care time and he will schedule in family time. And that is something that I basically do, really. I do plan out my weeks, but actually I thought, no, do you know what? I'm going to schedule in my baths and stuff like that, just to really help try and keep me a little bit more balanced. I am also going to just bloody eat it. My family have been down this week visiting, and my stepmom's been cooking for me, which is amazing. I often find that when I'm cooking myself, if I'm really busy, I'll just like chuck something together, whereas when you are being cooked by someone else, you've kind of got no control over that. So I think I've definitely eaten better this week as well, which I think when I'm stressed I can fall back into those like without realizing under eating habits. And then they were also talking about fear, which really resonated with me, and they said something about like 90% of fear that you face is never something within you. It's always based on some twat that you've known years ago, or like throughout school or something, that you'd be so worried. So like for me personally, I really want to start doing more Instagram stories like face to face, but I always worry about what people think about me, even though I talk about periods and poo on the internet. How mad is that? But it's more things like, why am I feeling like I need to go and exercise more? Why am I feeling like I need to lose some weight or to eat less food? Why am I feeling like I'm not good enough? Because for me, that's what it all comes down to, is when I start to control things, that's that feeling of not feeling good enough and feeling out of control, and I need to control something. And it always kind of comes back to someone that's probably not even in your life anymore. And that was like, when they were mentioning that on the podcast, I was just like, oh my God, yeah. So I am blabbing on quite a bit, and I'm gonna stop now because I'm going out for the day with my mum. But yeah, this is just like a little video to be really real with you and to kind of give you an update. I wonder if by the time this goes out, I would have had my November period. Who knows? But I'm also not going to beat myself up and stress about it, because I do know that when I put too much effort and too much stress on it, when I'm focusing too much on me rather than how I can be of service and how I can be a better person and just solely focused on me, it won't come. So yeah, just to be real, and I guess this is me kind of doing a video to help keep me accountable of, I will be doing less, I will be stressing less, and I will be eating more to continue. And I'm very grateful this has happened, because I do think I did get very, very cocky with it and thought like, oh, I've got to go, guys, my mum's here. Right, I've got to go. So yeah, this is a video keeping me accountable, and I'm excited to, looks like this journey continues, eh guys? Have a lovely day, happy Halloween, even though you won't see this on Halloween, and stay safe if it's raining where you are, because it's raining. Okay, love you, see you next week, bye.